All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah by Shurim Kakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessing, salutations. Hopefully, they got there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah. Pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful leg, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah. I just want to go to a lesson, entitled Becoming Us, Becoming Us. All right. And we've learned, who we are as Israelites. We learned the names of our power. And we also learn, what's expected of us, the standard of righteousness that's expected of us within this captivity, and what's happening, we're becoming us. Okay. Because let's go here to 2 Peter 3:1. It said this second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you, in both which I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance. Okay, and our pure minds as our spirits have been stirred up by the hearing of this word. And this is why this word resonated with us so fast, because this is who we are. Okay, this ain't a thing of us, that's why, them jakes that, because most of it is a scam, is a fraud. The jakes that be, to Pan Africanism and talking about, the Egyptologists. Okay, they really don't click with it. That's why they still have a American mindset. Okay, because being an African really doesn't resonate. Okay, with our people. That's why it never took hold. And most of that is nothing but scam. Way to just create a community of jakes, you know, create revenue. All right. Our people that's Islam. Okay, you look at especially in Philly, all right, all them niggas is Islam, but they still live by street culture. Like a lot of them rappers, okay, that are famous, okay, or that are known, especially coming out of Philly, they claim, to be Islam, but they still live, okay, by street conduct, okay, by street culture, because you don't see them, okay, really conforming to Islam, okay. They claim it, but they don't really conform to it. All right, you look at our people that's call themselves, the Moors, okay. You see them claim and they know a little history concerning the Moors, but they really don't conform to being the Moor. All right. But as we found out who we were, okay, as being the Israelite, now you seeing brothers and sisters really conforming to being Israelites, really, you know, fashioning our life, okay, after this book. Okay. That's why it's getting to the point. All right, and read this again. This is second uh 2 Peter 3:1. It said, this second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you, in both which I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance. Okay. And what's happening is these videos are going forth as we, read and we research and study for ourselves, we're becoming more and more conformed to this book. All right. And this book was written, all right, by our people, which was inspired. This book was written by our forefathers that was inspired by Yahweh by Shemal Shah. Okay. And it was written for us. Okay. That's why this is known as the book of remembrance, because it was written for us to remember ourselves, man. Okay, and it was prophesied that what? In the land of our captivity, let's get that in Baruch. Okay, let's get that in the book of Baruch, chapter 2. All right, in verse Baruch 2 and 30, it says, "For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves." So the Lord knew, all right, that our disobedience, you know, eventually was going to get us taken away into captivity. All right, and what happened in that captivity? All right, as we was taken away, okay, from the eastern hemisphere over here to the western hemisphere. Okay, yeah, brother. And I know, y'all brothers, because we don't have a lot of, Islamic Jakes down here, but I know y'all brothers on the East Coast, y'all familiar with Jake, talking about their Islam. All right, but them niggas still live by street code. Okay, they really don't get into that lifestyle. I know you brothers up down in Boston and Philly, New York. All right, but yeah. So let's go here. All right, let's go here, because what will happen to us, in this captivity? Jeremiah 17:4, and this is the Lord speaking to Jeremiah. It says, "And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from the heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever." Okay? So it was promised that we would discontinue from our heritage, even Jeremiah. Okay? So the scriptures speak about also in Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah 2 and 21. Okay, because what would happen to us? Because scripture speak about what? It had to be a great falling away first, and this was the great falling away in this captivity, man. Okay, and when when they started the transatlantic slave trade, all right, and you had, that big, all right, relocation of Israelites from, Africa, all right, over here in most of the eastern hemisphere over here to the western hemisphere. That began, the great falling away on a whole nother level. Now people really in 70 AD began the falling away. All right, but when we, all right, it became a possession of our enemy, okay, you had the name beat out of us, man. Our people still spoke, Hebrew to an extent. They knew the name. Okay, even the Northern Kingdom. All right, now they had started going astray in idolatry. A lot of that voodoo, that we see, amongst Levi, they learned that a lot of that in Africa, man, amongst them Hamitic tribes, man. Okay, which they was all, Ham was pretty much the first people to go into Satanism, going all the way back to Nimrod. All right, but our people, in Africa, they picked up some of that, their witchcraft. Okay, because you go into that voodoo that's in New Orleans. We was at a restaurant one time in New Orleans. I should have took a screenshot of it, but it went into the voodoo in New Orleans, how it was started by, you know, this Catholic priest, this Edomite Catholic priest, and this Eve that was a slave. Okay, I forgot what year it was, but it was when slavery was still, in full effect. So it was before, the 1850s. But yeah, it was there's Edomite Catholic priest, okay, and it was a slave girl, all right, Eve. And how ironic, Esau and the serpent. I mean, yeah, the serpent and Eve, you know. But yeah, our people, they learned some wicked customs, and we see that, even here in the Americas. But that began the falling away of our people. And like I say, when we got into the possession of Esau Edom, we really got turned out, man. Okay? And that's why you go to Jeremiah 2 and 21. It said, "Yet I planted thee a noble vine, wholly a right seed. How then art thou turned into a degenerate plant of a strange vine unto thee?" Okay? And this captivity, all right, turned us into degenerate plants. Remember, we was planted a noble vine. How was we planted a noble vine? By the order that the Lord gave us, all right, before we even came into the land of Israel, when we was in the wilderness, okay, because that was pretty much the Lord was cultivating us, okay, for sovereignty, man. Okay. So the Lord planted us based on righteous standards. That's why you go to Deuteronomy 4 and 5. Well, I started yeah, Deuteronomy 4 and 5. It said, Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Okay? That we should do so in the land whither we shall go to possess it. So before the Lord planted us in the land, all right, because you have this phrase, what it called implant. Let's look up that definition. Implant. Yeah, so in this term, it is used more for Esau and his surgery, implant. But you go into the synonyms for that word implant, all right, it says to insert, to embed, okay, to place, to put in place, to install, okay, to install. All right, and we was installed in that land, okay, and we was installed, all right, under righteous orders. Because see, the law makes us noble, like the way, because you had civil law, you had agricultural laws, you had economy laws, you had laws how you dealt with Hebrew servants. Those are the things that made us noble. Okay, our conduct, that's what made us a noble people. How we dealt with marriage, how a woman's virtue was extremely valuable. How men, couldn't be lazy. Okay, how men had integrity in the way they did business. Okay, we wasn't a servant to the flesh. Okay, we had discipline. See, those are the things that made us noble as a people. Okay, but we were stripped from those things. All right, here in America, man. All right, and everywhere that America has influence, which is the earth. Okay, some places more than others. Okay, but especially right here in the belly of the beast, this is the most degenerate version of Israelites is here in America, man. And we all had become degenerate, man. Until we was converted into this truth, man. And then we started becoming us again, man. Okay? This is Deuteronomy 4 and 5. It said, Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, all right, even as the Lord my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. So like, all right, reading it again, it says, Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom, all right, and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear of these statutes and shall say, Surely this is a great nation, all right. Surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. Okay, so the Lord chose Israel to be the examples of righteousness in the earth as a nation. Okay, I'm saying everything about us was a representation of the Lord's wisdom. Okay, as a people. But we fell away from that. We all became degenerate, man. The thing that we value was degenerate. Okay, here it is. We was taught to value death. We was taught to value street niggas and gang bangers, man. Death. Okay, we was taught to value, okay, women, okay, that was promiscuous, okay, and toxic. We was taught to value those things, man. Okay? We was taught to value drugs, man. You see? Like we was taught to value everything that destroyed us, man, and made us degenerate. Okay, but when we heard this word, our pure minds were stirred up. That's why it's so natural for brothers, you know, to conform to this Bible, all right, and you sisters to conform to the righteousness of this Bible, because this is who we are anyway. This is why we take this so serious. Okay, because this is who we are. Okay, this is why we put emphasis on the name of the Lord, the Heavenly Father's name, Yahweh, and His Son's name, Yahweh Shah. We put emphasis on those things because that's who we are. That's why when we heard those names, they clicked, and there was nothing else that you could tell us, man. When we heard those names, all right, we started praying in those names. There was nothing else no one can tell us, man, because hey, we prayed in them names in numerous incarnations, man. Okay, and that's why it feels so natural. You see, this is Romans 12 and 2, and it says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. See, our mind is being renewed. Okay, re goes into back, new goes into fresh. Okay, so it's we're being refreshed on who we were when we was in our right mind. Okay, we all being refreshed. Okay, uh, uh, uh. It says, I want to get this word. All right, and you go into this word. All right, transform. All right, now you go into the word transform, which in the Greek, metamorphoro. All right, metamorphoro in the Greek, and it says to change into another form, to transform, to transfigure. Okay, so this word is renewing our mind, and guess what? We're changing to another form. Because before the truth, we was the degenerate version of what we were supposed to be. We was the degenerate version of what the Lord created us to be as His sons and daughters. Okay, but as we, all right, now this word is washing our spirits. Okay, and now we have the instructions of righteousness. Now we're being changed into another form. Okay, to what we were supposed to be. Those noble seeds that the Lord planted, okay, thousands of years ago, man. Okay? And it says, let's get to this word renewing. Let's see, renewing. All right. It says a renewal, a renovation, a complete change for the better. And the Greek word is anakinosis. Anakinosis in the Greek. And it says a renewal, a renovation, a complete change for the better. A complete change for the better. And this is why, you know, we've changed so much in the truth, man. And you really look at your old self and you get, mad, man. You get angry. You look at your old self and how you was moving, man. You know, how we was moving. Me personally, man, you'll look at your old self and you'll get angry, man. Tripping. Okay, completely degenerate. But we had to go through that, all right, so we can have those contrite hearts, man. That godly sorrow, man. you know, we all had to go through the degenerate stage, okay? And a lot of us, we was making the best out of the situation we was in. With the information that we knew, with the knowledge we knew, we tried to make the best decisions, man. But we was operating in darkness, man. But and I was telling my wife this yesterday. She had a head wrap. Once you start doing something, you get creative with it. Even brothers, they wear the head wraps and the turbans and the scarves. And brothers, got creative, and how they do the head wraps. The sisters get creative, but man, just looking at it, that's us, man. Like I look at a brother, when brothers, put that attire on, some brothers even got little tunic shirts, you know, like that's natural. Like brothers don't look, out of place doing it. Like you sisters, you don't look out of place with those head wraps. Like that's us. The world got that from us, man. you see the Eastern, Elam and Ishmael, they got that from us, man. Okay, that's why it just looks so natural. That natural look on how we supposed to be, man. Brothers be looking regal. You sisters, hey, it give you that regal look. you know. That's why, like I say, it's easy for us to convert because I say we're becoming us, man. We're not putting the act. We're not, because Jake be looking out of place with the big unk on. What you had a Shaka Osmos with that ponytail, all right, on the side, all right, on the coming out of his goddamn head, man. Okay, they had them Egyptian clothes on, them pants with the shirt off. Okay, looking crazy as hell, man. Okay, but as we are becoming us, it's just so natural, man. Because we're becoming us. We're not imitating everything else we was doing before we came into the truth. We was imitating, man. Okay, but now we're just being us, man. The Lord gave us our heritage back. He's giving us our heritage back. He's giving us our customs back, our ways, you know, and it's all through His mercy and grace. Okay, so going back just to read that definition again, it's Anna. Okay, it says yeah, Anaka. It says enosis. All right, it says a renewal, a renovation, a complete change for the better. A complete change for the better, man. Okay? A complete change for the better. And this is what we're becoming. All right? Those new creatures in Yahweh Shai. Okay? And I was like, this is why it gets easier. We're not forcing this thing, man. There's nothing feels forced in what we're doing. Okay? This is the book. This the brother so with Yahweh Shai. This is Romans 8:20 says, for the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who have subjugated the same in hope, because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of the Most High. Okay? So we were subjugated into bondage so we could be subjugated to hope. We're in these bodies, okay, well, we still have downfalls, and we carry around the trauma of our bad decision making in the world. We still carry that around in this body, just the thought of it. Okay, and that keeps us humble, and it also keeps us in hopes, all right, that we're going to come into that liberty of the Most High. And what's going to be that liberty? We're going to be changed, and we're going to be perfected. Okay, we're going to be renewed, we're going to be restored. Okay, we're gonna have the laws within us, man. All we're gonna know is righteousness, man. We're gonna be programmed to be righteous only. Okay, so we're not gonna have to, fight with this flesh to do right. No, we're gonna have that liberty. Okay, that true freedom to do righteousness, man. That's true liberty. See, Esau, he tricked us into thinking liberty was rebellion against order. The man not being into his responsibility as the man, as the head of house, the women, all right, bucking up against the order of man, doing what she want to do. Okay, let's say men just living these lives are irresponsible and just fulfilling your flesh. Okay, and Esau painted that as being liberated, but nah, we was bondage to sin, which made us what? Was put us in the state of becoming degenerate. Okay? But now the true liberty is going to be the liberty to do right without the hindrance of this flesh, man. Okay, to be perfect in the flesh. That's going to be liberty, man. Okay, and this is what we await. We desire those things, and that's why, going back to the point, we, we'll look at our old selves, and you will hate that old nigga, man, or that old nigga woman. Okay, because now we have a desire for righteousness, man. And we have a sincere hatred for wickedness, man. Okay, well, we can't let we don't let that weigh you down or make you feel unworthy. Okay, but you just have that reflection when you even think about that old nigga and some of the things you did, man. It's like, how could I? you know. But like I say, it's all necessary. Okay, so we can crave, that change, man. So we can crave to get out these bodies, man. Okay, but while we're in these bodies, guess what? We're still becoming us. Okay, we're still, all right. The Lord is still working on us, man. The Lord is changing us into a whole nother form until He physically change us. When He comes. Okay, but right now our mind is undergoing a serious transformation in righteousness, man. Becoming those new creatures. Okay. Hmm. So let's see, the brother's like, all right. This the brother GMS Spiritual R 144K. All right. This is 1 Corinthians 14:33. It says, "For the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as let me see, yeah, as in all churches of the saints." Verse 40, "Let all things be done in decency and order." And we're learning the importance of order. And one thing about the serpent as well, Esau Edom, because really you go, like I say, from the 60s until now, that's when our people really started becoming degenerate. Because even before, um, even you go back to the 30s and the 20s, our people didn't have, that divine knowledge. All right, the Holy Spirit wasn't dealing, revealing, the mysteries of the Bible. Okay, but our people, they still had, a very upstanding, moral standard. Okay, like there was still order. There was still, order within family. Okay, women still, had a virtue. They still value their virtue. Okay, but from the 60s on up, all right, because you gotta understand, man. Drugs, street culture. You know, um, single parent households, they create an environment to where wickedness flourish, man. They create an environment. You know, because we get on the women a lot. And rightfully so, because this world, doesn't hold women accountable. Okay, and you have, women that just are just on warpaths. That women have been liberated to just terrorize the earth. Okay, but I say this too, on the behalf of the woman, because you gotta think, the environments that these women were growing up in, being 12, 13, 14 in these environments, pretty much where they're preyed upon, by men, you know, these neighborhoods where there's really no supervision. All right. All the men, are pretty much, driven by their lust. Okay. These older men, even uncles and even brothers, like but see, that environment was created, by the feminist movement. Okay. The drugs. Okay. Then the gang culture. Okay. And that created environments and circumstances to where, a lot of these women, they grew up, okay, being hunted, man. And they'll form, they in survival mode, and they would, become aggressive, or over aggressive, as a defense mechanism, and not making an excuse for, how Eve Okay, just be wilding out, okay, and just go crazy with it, but we can't ignore, because as a man, you don't have to go through those things. That's not as common, as young boys, you know, to be a prey like that in their environment. Jake would join those gangs, because of bullying and certain things, but the way that the women, would be violated, like that was on the whole, that's on the whole another scale, man. Because we've been becoming judges, you gotta look at everything. There's a balance, with mercy and with mercy, all right, and having no tolerance. There's a balance in that. So just to put that perspective out there as well. But all in all right, we all come from darkness, and we're being transformed into the light. Okay, which is we're becoming, all right, the versions. We're becoming the sons and daughters that the Lord intended us to be from the beginning. In order and wisdom. All right, and charity towards, that's another thing. Charity, man. The way brothers have charity towards each other, the way you sisters have charity towards the brothers, the church. You know, that's because we've did these things before. Okay, you go to the times of when the church was heavy persecuting under the Roman government. Okay, and you had those famines that we went through. Okay, like that charity that we had to have, that selflessness that we had to have, you know, it's why it's so easy for, brothers, all right, even you sisters, man, to be so selfless now with your resources, all right, because we've did this before, and everything is done in balance. We, push not to be gullible, okay? But you brothers, all right, you sisters that sincerely give, you know, um, that's in your spirit to do so because that's just who we are. That's who y'all brothers and sisters are, man. You see? So, um, let's get a few more. All right. Just want to touch on that, Lord will. This is edifying. This is Romans 8 and 29. All right, it says, or I start 28. It says, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love the most high, to them who are called, okay, who are called according to his purpose. You know? So everything works in our favor if we are of the elect. The bad and the good that we went through. We had to go through those things, man. Even the little trauma that we got, we all got some type of, trauma. Okay. Like we all, like we ain't nobody of the elect just just normal. Some, more than others, but hey, we all all right. All right, we got, we just we not normal. Okay. We all got things that affect and things that have happened to us that affect who we are today. All right. But that's the very thing that's keeping us grounded in this truth, keeping us from being, too proud. Okay. Keeping us, from, keeping us, with the expectation of a change, with that desire, okay, to be changed, understanding the condition that we in, like having that constant desire, for the reset, for a change. We're not content in any way. We love what we're becoming. You know, I say me personally, man, I love what I'm becoming in this truth, man. I love to see what you brothers and even you sisters what you're becoming. You know, the maturity. You see. So in reading verse 29 says, "For whom he did know, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image, okay, or the likeness, all right, of his son, all right, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren, man." Okay, so Yahweh Shai was the ideal Israelite that the Most High wanted every Israelite man to be like. Okay, and we've, all right, have started the transformation from being a degenerate to being conformed to Yahushua. All right, and the women being conformed under the order of those men that are being conformed to Yahushua. You know, and this so natural because it's within us. Okay, this is within in our spirits. You know, this has been in our spirits from ancient time. All right, the Lord just tapped into it in this time. Okay, it's the brother GMS Spiritual Art 144. And that's the spirit. 2 Corinthians 5:17 said, therefore, if any man be in Hamashiach, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. Okay, so all things have become new under Yahushua, man, because we're seeing everything from the perspective of Yahushua and righteousness and in wisdom, you know. So that was the point, you know. I pray that the point was made. I pray that you brothers, all right, and you sisters, all right, were edified, and we're gonna keep, becoming us, man. you know, just keep growing, in faith and wisdom and understanding, and really living this thing day to day, really really becoming this thing, man. Not putting on an act or a gimmick, but this is, being absorbed in this thing, you know. So till next time I say Shalom, Kwam Yashala, Bob, detail soon, Shalom.